Hello guys. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. This morning did my 6 a.m. hit with Mr. Lee. HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. So we did a nice 45-minute session, live streamed it on Chinese social media. I didn't do it on YouTube because I got flagged the last time for copyright. It's a bit annoying, but in China they just play music in the background, which is great. So I did that. Then I've been working on proposals this morning. I had a really good call with a education company that helps connect schools with families and all over the world, so maybe doing something like that. I've got approached as well, this is an interesting one, I've got approached by a company that they want me to speak at their event maybe, and I'm not going to say the country, but it's outside China, so I may be going to another country to speak at an event on digital marketing, education, schools, China, which is good news. So yeah, I've had a really good call with a B2B company that manufactures parts here in China, let's say. Also had a call with a British school. 你好，邻居，你可以安静一点。That's my neighbour who I've got issues with at the moment, let's just say. So I'll tell you a little story, okay? So that's the business stuff out of the way. Right, so I've got a bit of an issue with my neighbour at the moment here in China. Which this could happen anywhere in the world. It's not a criticism, blah 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 blah, right? The family above me, they have a kid who's about 7 or 8 years old. Now this is unusual in China, but for some reason he's allowed to wear his shoes in the apartment. So think about it, hard floor shoes. He gets home from school around this time, it's like 3-4 o'clock, and then he just, jumping off of sofas and stuff. Anyway, I put up with it for a couple of weeks, because sometimes I work from home, sometimes I work from the office. And I went there one time, knocked on the door very politely, and said, look, as a neighbour, just to let you know, can you just keep it down a bit? And the father straight away went for the foreigner thing. He was like, right, you're a foreigner, your standards are too high, he's a kid. It's like, well, I wasn't jumping around like that when I was 7 or 8 years old. I was pretty well behaved. And when someone told me to be quiet, I was quiet. So anyway, and then this is funny, when I had a go at this, well, I didn't have a go at them, but when I said nicely, look, can you just keep it down, I respect you, you respect me, they looked at me like I was an alien. They looked at me like I was a foreign, and I said it really politely, and anyway, the parents, I think they work every day, and he gets looked after by the grandmother, and the grandmother is one of those that, this happens sometimes in China, but the parents go off to work, and the grandparents, because they were so strict on the parents growing up, they discipline them and stuff, they tend to be a lot more lenient with the kids. And actually, that's a really good thumbnail, isn't it? Would that be a good thumbnail? Just kind of go like, might be. So I can't do double hand, or it could be like that, maybe. So, 你好. So, anyway, when I was having this time when I went up there very politely and said, "Hey, do you mind just keeping it down?" The auntie said, "Firstly, your standards are too high. He's a kid." I was like, "Well, he doesn't need to be jumping around like this." And this is the funniest part of the story. The kid was in the background going like, you know, kind of mocking me. But I've gone up there a couple of times, just like, look, seriously, it's like there's a party up there. It's like he's banging around. And what he's doing, I saw him do it, he's jumping off of his sofa in that apartment, and he's jumping onto the ground. I said, kids are kids. Kids can be... But how would you deal with that? So, you know, you've got a neighbour who's being noisy. Could be music, could be their kids, could be, you know, arguments, anything. How would you deal with that situation? Do you put up with it? Do you deal with it head on? Oh no, why did I go this way? I shouldn't have gone this way, I forgot. It's all the kids. Oh no, I've just had a nightmare with these kids. And now I'm walking through this. Ni hao. 你回家写作业好了写作业回家 So yeah, that might have been a good thumbnail. I should have had some kids in my thumbnail, but never mind. Anyway, it's done. There's a school here, so yeah, they need discipline. They need these police guys that you know. But anyway, this how would you deal with that situation, guys? You got a neighbour who's being particularly noisy. I mean, when I confronted my neighbours about this, and they went straight for the race card. They went, "You're a foreigner, your standards are too high." And I was like, no, trust me, it's noisy. It's very, very noisy. So, I mean, you can imagine, you know, these kids right now, you can hear, they're quieter than my neighbour, right? But it's really weird, like when I see my neighbour outside, I've seen him, like, I'd say my neighbour, like that, the grandmother who looks after the kid. When I see them outside, they're good as gold, they're quiet, they never say anything, and then as soon as they get in the apartment, they're like, you know, as loud as possible. So, I don't know, in a bit of a dilemma. Every day, I'd say between 3 and 5 at the moment, they are a nightmare. Very loud. And it's annoying. It's only between that. So it's like the kid comes home. It's like, why is he not studying? He should be studying. He should be, you know, doing something. They should be outside, look, doing this. They should be doing a yin ti shang shang, gonna pull up. 你可以yin ti shang shang. 你yin ti shang shang. 那可以。加油。哦。加油！哎，这么厉害！你要看一看我引体向上，你可以拿着我的手机，来，你拍我 ，ready？
放电视了。
来，在那边，你拍我。This looks really weird with these kids. Ready?
放电视。
There we go. 谢谢。Alright， 回家写作业，努力学习。快点，回家，别看手机，努力学习。I'm going to be a great father. I'm going to be a great father, I'll tell you that. I'm going to be a tiger father. Telling them, do your homework, play your piano. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Have I dealt with it the right way? I've tried to tell them nicely, politely. I've never got angry with my neighbours. It's really annoying because the ones to the side of me, amazing, really quiet. The ones below me, quiet. But it's the ones above, and the ones above are the worst ones, right? Because you can hear them banging away. So, what would you do? Noisy neighbours. I mean, usually what I do is, you can see at the start of the vlog, I'm usually like, just be quiet. But it reminds me, I was like, I can talk about that. That's a good thing to discuss. It's something that I'm sure we all encounter, not just noisy neighbours, but I remember when I was at uni, I had I had a girl that who was next to me, like in the room next to me, and for some reason, 2 till 3 a.m, most nights, she just pull out a guitar and start playing it. I was like, well, can you not at least play it like, you know, early evening? Why'd you have to? And that's what I found with most noise complaints in my life. Not many people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'll keep it down. I'll, you know, I'll make sure that I'll be quiet in future, which is what I would do if anybody ever did that. No one's ever done that to me, actually. But actually, that's not true. I've got a story. So recently, when we've been doing our live stream, Mr. Lee and I, we got a complaint, 2 complaints. We got one from a Baoan, like the security guard, which is absolutely fine. He says, you know, it's 6 a.m, probably need to turn the music down. We're like, yeah, absolutely fine. But there's a guy that comes to our gym at the same time, usually in the morning, 6 a.m. He's got his headphones in. The music is not really that loud. We've turned it down now to kind of an audible level. But anyway, the way he told us to turn the music down, this other guy in the gym, this other guy that's got a membership, is he did this. You know, not just say, hey, 不好意思, sorry, 你好. Sorry. 对，回家努力学习，写作业，加油。I'm telling these kids to go home, do the homework. Not, you know, hey, really sorry guys, you mind keeping it down. He's just very, very rude. So, I mean, I've respected them. I've turned the music down, but this is quite rude again when you do this. When you tell people, like, using hands to tell people to do stuff. Like, I like, you know, just, if you want me to do something, just tell me, hey, really sorry, do you mind keep it down? But anyway, we've sorted all that out. The owner of the gym is actually on our side because we've been supporting the gym, right? We've been giving it a guangao, giving it advertising to get more people to go along. Anyway, guys, interesting topic today. Noise complaints. How do you deal with it? Do you confront it head on? Do you try earplugs? What would you do? I should maybe crank out my guitar tonight and just position the amp up there. Actually, in China, there's these videos at the moment. You see a lot where someone will tie like a metal tray and they'll like have it on a string and they'll pull it and it will hit the ceiling like dirt, like to annoy people. I don't think retaliation is probably the best way to go about it, and that's not what I would do. But what would you do, guys? You got a noisy neighbor. Maybe they don't know they're being noisy. You go up to them and no, we're not being, that was the other thing I didn't say in the story, is like them denying it. No, we're not noisy, we're not. And I was like, well, there's a video, here you go, you can hear the noise. No, that's not us, that is not us. So, ni hao. So, what would you do? Maybe I need another thumbnail. We'll see. So, let me know. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. Oh God, I've got to go back now, and I'm going to hear my neighbours being noisy. I want to film it, but it's like, the one time you film it is when they're usually quiet. But anyway, guys, see you in the next one. Take care. 加油. 再见. Bye bye.